Hey guys, James here, or Jarashut. I've got another DVD update for you, and I have been checking my other video, my Q&A one. I've got heaps of questions in there, so I'll be doing my response to that in a couple of days. But in the meantime, DVD update time, so I'll get straight into it. And with these box sets I'm going to show you, I picked them up because I was so impressed by this company's other release I had. And they're the Shriek Show triple feature packs. And I've got the Psycho Killer one, the Evil Animal collection, and the Jungle Horrors collection. These all contain 3 movies in them each. I mean, they vary from really good to bad, but they're always entertaining. I just think these are really great value for money because they're about the same price as a regular DVD, about $13 American, but you get 3 films. Another good thing is, often with DVD packages they just put all the movies in one DVD case, but with these ones they all contain their own DVD case, so that's always really nice. And another good thing is, if the movie was released with 2 discs, you get 2 discs in the box set. They don't just skimp and give you the 1 disc with just the movie on it. A good example of that would be the Evil Animals one, because you get 5 discs in there, so yeah, you get all the extra stuff in these. So if you're just starting out your collection or you want to bolster it up a bit, I'd really recommend these ones. These are smart purchases, and you get some good stuff in there. And if you were just to pick up the one, I'd suggest this one, the Psycho Killer collection. It's got Delirium in there, directed by Lamberto Bava, son of Mario Bava. It's an early giallo movie. It's also known as Photos of Gaia. It's got House on the Edge of the Park, directed by Ruggiero Deodato, very infamous director. Cannibal Holocaust. This one sits up proudly beside Cannibal Holocaust because very infamous and disturbing movie again. Same with this one, Beyond the Darkness, or Buio, directed by Joe D'Amato. Or Aristide Massacre, again a very infamous movie. It deals with necrophilia. Can't put it any more eloquently than that. I'll get these out for you. First one up, as I said, Delirium, directed by Lamberto Bava. Giallo movie, early one from his career. It's not the best Giallo you're ever going to watch, but I found it really entertaining and passed 90 minutes pretty well. Pretty your usual murder mystery type thing, but it's got some surreal, trippy imagery in there. I don't know if you can see that on the back, but you often get to see what the killer perceives his victims as, and he often twists them in his mind and they become these grotesque creatures. And that eyeball creature is very weird the first time you see it. He also sees a girl as this bee thing, but yeah, so it's a pretty cool movie. It's got a lot of softcore elements to it though. It's got a lot of sex and nudity. I guess it's justifiable because it's about this woman that runs an adult magazine and all her models are starting to get knocked off, but it's a pretty thin thread, and it's yeah, as I said, lots of boobs and gratuitous nudity in this one, but still a really entertaining watch. And it's got some interviews on there which are also really entertaining because the interviewer doesn't seem to know what he's talking about, and you can tell Lamberto Bava's getting really pissed off at him, so yeah, it's pretty fun watching them too. Next up, House on the Edge of the Park, Ruggiero Deodato again, very infamous, and has a pretty famous standing in the horror genre. It's about 2 low-rent thugs that break into this yuppie's apartment who are having this get-together and basically subject them to torment and torture, and it's got some apt casting in there because the 2 thugs are Krug, so David Hess from Last House on the Left, and it's also got Giovanni Lamberto Radis, who's a genre favourite from Italian movies. He's in City of the Living Dead. He gets his head drilled. He's also in Cannibal Apocalypse. He seems to always get really bad deaths, but so yeah, it's got a really cool cult cast in this one. It's a very uncomfortable watch though, because of its standing. It does deserve it. It's got a lot of icky issues like sexual abuse and torture and all that kind of thing. So if you have reservations about that kind of thing, it's probably not worth checking out, but I still found it a really good film, very effective. So House on the Edge of the Park, again, just some interviews and stuff on there. And lastly, Beyond the Darkness, or Buio, Joe D'Amato movie. He's run the gamut from, he's done just about every genre there is, even hardcore movies. This one's one of his most infamous. As I said, deals with necrophilia. It's about this guy whose lover dies and he's so enamored by her, he wants to take her home with him, and he basically embalms her and keeps her in his mansion out in the mountains. And yeah, there's themes of necrophilia, but it's never actually shown explicitly. I was surprised. This movie was a lot more tame than I thought it was going to be, but yeah, it's still a pretty weird and strange movie. Still quite shocking, the autopsy scenes. They're very bloody and visceral and lots of gory stuff in there, but that's what the film was so infamous for, because it was reported that Joe D'Amato actually used cadavers or real dead bodies in this, but it's actually refuted in an interview in here, but still an interesting fact about the movie. So it's a really strange watch, this one, but I enjoyed it. So Beyond the Darkness. This next pack, the Evil Animals one, it's got Day of the Animals, directed by William Girdler from 1977. Grizzly, again directed by William Girdler, and Devil Dog, who I don't know who directed that one because I haven't actually watched it. But Day of the Animals, it's basically an animal attack movie, and I really love these kind of films, as dorky as they are. This one has all these animals starting to turn aggressive because of pollution to the environment. That's the reason they're given in the movie. And yeah, global warming, all that kind of thing. A cautionary tale, I guess you could say. It's about these campers that are going out for an expedition into the woods, and they get caught up in this. So it's a pretty fun movie. It's got a good cast. Christopher George, a really cool cult actors in this one. He's from Graduation Day, City of the Living Dead. Lots of other movies. It's also got Leslie Nielsen in there, who they broadcast so blatantly on the front. But yeah, it's a pretty fun movie. The picture on this is pretty bad though. I mean, there's two versions. The TV version, which is taken from a full screen and blown up to widescreen, and it's really zoomed in and blurry. The theatrical version looks pretty crap, just lots of scratches, and you can't really see what's going on. So that's the only reservation I have about this one, but still got a lot of interviews and stuff on there, and it's not unwatchable, but still a bit of a disappointment, this one, but still a pretty fun watch. Now this one's what I really bought this set for, Grizzly. I used to love this one back in the day. It's directed by William Girdler, as I said. He's considered a rip-off merchant a lot of the time. He done Abbey, which a lot of people consider Exorcist rip-off. This one's more of a Jaws rip-off, as with Day of the Animals, but I really enjoy his films. This one's got a really cool cult cast in it. Again, Christopher George from Day of the Animals is in this one again. It's also got Andrew Prine from Simon King of the Witches and Town That Dreaded Sundown, one of my favourite cult actors. So I really love everything about this one. If you've seen Jaws, you've seen this one. Basically, the story is basically the same. A big, huge, monstrous animal going on a rampage. But this time it's a grizzly bear, and yeah, I love that picture on the front. It's one of my favourite covers. And this one's a 2-disc 30th anniversary edition. It's got a lot of features on there for a film that's not very well known, I guess you could say. A lot of featurettes and interviews, and there's a cast reunion and all that kind of thing. So yeah, really good set, and 2 discs. So I really love this one. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. So Grizzly. And Devil Dog I haven't actually seen, but it looks like a lot of fun from the synopsis I've read on the back. It's about a family pet dog that's thought to be possessed by this devil, so it looks really fun. And this one's 2 discs too. It's got quite a few special features on there, and looks really fun. And I'll have to get on to this last one quickly. If you're into cannibal movies, this is godsend. It's got 2 genre classics in there. Jungle Holocaust, directed by Ruggiero Deodato, the first in his unofficial cannibal trilogy, along with Cannibal Holocaust and Cut and Run. Eaten Alive, directed by Umberto Lenzi, another infamous one from the subgenre of cannibal movies, and Massacre in Dinosaur Valley. It's a more obscure one, but it looks pretty entertaining from what I've seen and read about it. So yeah, Jungle Holocaust, directed by Ruggiero Deodato, as I said. It's basically about this guy whose plane crashes in the jungle and he's captured by cannibals, and it's not as dark as Cannibal Holocaust. I didn't find it as hard to watch and uncomfortable. It's a bit more light, if you could say that, but it does contain animal killing still, and one of the worst ones is a crocodile is gutted and skinned alive, and it's pretty awful, but it's still a pretty good movie. I really enjoyed this one. I enjoy cannibal movies though, and I just enjoy the adventure element to them, and just the corny, cheesy entertainment factor of them, and this one's one of the best ones out there. So Jungle Holocaust. Same with this one. That's what I love about this one, Eaten Alive. It's one of my favourite cannibal movies. I just find the cheese factor is off the radar on this one. It's just so entertaining. I can watch this one 1,000 times. It's got cannibals in there. It's got a suicide cult that's yeah, kind of Jim Jones town kind of thing, and it's got a really cool cast in it. Ivan Rassimov and Mimi Lay, who are also in Jungle Holocaust. They're stalwarts of the cannibal genre, and yeah, it's just a really fun cannibal movie. So check this one out, Eaten Alive. Those two just have interviews on the disc, but yeah, this last one, Massacre in Dinosaur Valley, I haven't actually seen, but it looks like a lot of fun, a lot of nudity, gore, and cheesiness in this one. So yeah, check it out. Got a lot of special features on there too. So yeah, Jarashut out.